Flying has fascinated humans for centuries, from watching birds soar gracefully in the sky to developing aircraft that mimic their movements. But did you know that different animals have evolved unique ways to navigate through the air? Whether it's birds, insects, or even creatures that glide through water, each has adapted special wing structures and flight techniques to survive and thrive. In this video, we'll explore how animals take flight, how their wing shapes influence their movement, and the incredible adaptations they use to travel from one place to another. From birds soaring above oceans to bees buzzing from flower to flower, let's embark on an exciting journey through the world of flight. Understanding animal flight. More than just wings. Many creatures on Earth have wings, but they don't all use them in the same way. Some soar through the sky for hours, while others take quick, darting flights between locations. Even more fascinating, some animals that have wings don't fly at all. Flight isn't just about flapping wings, it's a combination of body structure, environment, and purpose. The way a bird or insect flies depends on what it needs to do to survive. Some animals cover vast distances to find food, while others make short, frequent stops to collect nectar or escape predators. So, what are the different types of flyers in the animal kingdom? Let's start by looking at one of the most impressive aerial travelers, the albatross. The mighty albatross, the master of soaring. One of the most remarkable flying animals is the albatross. These massive seabirds have some of the longest wingspans in the bird world, measuring up to 12 feet, 3.6 meters, across. Their long, slender wings allow them to soar over the ocean for hours, even days, without flapping much. But why do they need to travel such long distances? Albatrosses primarily feed on squid and krill, which are spread out across vast areas of open water. Unlike birds that hop between trees looking for fruit or insects, albatrosses must cover hundreds or even thousands of miles to find their meals. Their flight pattern is similar to how airplanes glide. They use a technique called dynamic soaring, where they take advantage of wind currents above the ocean to stay in the air with minimal effort. This way, they conserve energy while traveling great distances. Incredibly, some species of albatross can fly around the entire world in just 6 weeks. The busy bee, nature's tiny hovercraft. Now, let's switch to a much smaller flyer, the bee. Unlike the albatross, which glides effortlessly over long distances, bees take short and frequent flights. Their wings are tiny and appear almost translucent, but they beat at an incredible speed, allowing the bee to hover and dart quickly from flower to flower. Bees don't travel great distances like albatrosses because their food, nectar, and pollen is located in flowers close together. Instead of long, soaring flights, they perform quick and controlled movements to gather as much food as possible in a short time. A bee's flight might remind you of a city bus making frequent stops, while an albatross is like a long-haul jet. Each has evolved wings that perfectly suit its needs, long and slender for gliding or short and fast for precision movements. Bats, the only flying mammals. While birds and insects dominate the skies, bats are unique because they are the only mammals capable of true flight. Unlike birds, which have feathers, bats have flexible wing membranes stretched over their elongated fingers. This allows them to maneuver in the air with incredible precision. Bats use their wings to hunt, avoid obstacles, and find shelter. Some species, like fruit bats, travel long distances in search of food, while others, such as insect-eating bats, perform quick, agile flights to catch flying prey midair. Unlike birds, which primarily use their wings for lift and propulsion, bats can fold and reshape their wings during flight. This flexibility makes them some of the most skillful flyers in the animal kingdom. The curious case of penguins, birds that fly underwater. Penguins are birds, but they don't use their wings for traditional flight. Instead, they've adapted their wings into powerful flippers that help them fly through the water. If you watch a penguin swim, you'll notice that it moves in a similar motion to birds flying in the air. Their wings are flat and paddle-like, allowing them to push through the water with incredible speed. Penguins rely on their swimming abilities to hunt fish and escape predators in the ocean. So why don't penguins fly in the air? Over time, they adapted to life in the water, where their food is abundant. Flying birds need to be lightweight, but penguins have dense bones and strong muscles that help them dive deep into the ocean. In a way, they traded flight in the air for flight underwater. The gliders, flying squirrels and sugar gliders. Some animals don't technically fly, but instead glide through the air using special adaptations. Flying squirrels and sugar gliders have flaps of skin between their limbs that act like parachutes, allowing them to glide from tree to tree. Gliding helps these animals escape predators and reach food without having to climb down to the ground. It's a clever adaptation that allows them to move through their environment efficiently without using as much energy as true flight requires. How do different wing shapes affect flight? Different animals have unique wing shapes that determine how they move through the air or water. Long and narrow wings, like those of albatrosses, are designed for gliding over long distances with minimal effort, while short and wide wings, seen in bees and hummingbirds, enable hovering and quick stops. Bats have flexible membrane wings that provide exceptional maneuverability for catching prey and navigating obstacles. Some animals, like penguins, have paddle-like wings adapted for swimming rather than flying. Others, such as flying squirrels and sugar gliders, possess gliding skin flaps that allow for controlled gliding rather than powered flight. What can we learn from nature? Scientists and engineers often look at nature to inspire new technology. Studying the way birds, bats, and insects fly has led to advancements in drone technology, aircraft design, and even robotics. For example, researchers have created flapping wing drones that mimic the movement of birds and insects. These machines can navigate tight spaces, making them useful for search and rescue missions or environmental monitoring. Understanding how different animals fly also helps conservationists protect these species. By studying migration patterns and flight behaviors, scientists can track changes in climate and habitat loss, helping to develop better conservation strategies. The magic of flight in nature. From the mighty albatross soaring across oceans to tiny bees buzzing between flowers, flight in the animal kingdom is a fascinating and diverse phenomenon. Each species has evolved wings suited to its environment, whether for long-distance travel, quick stops, or even underwater movement. The next time you see a bird flying overhead or a butterfly fluttering through a garden, take a moment to appreciate the incredible adaptations that make flight possible. Nature's ingenuity continues to inspire us, whether in science, technology, or simply the wonder of watching the world take flight. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this journey through the world of flying creatures, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Keep exploring. There's always more to learn about the incredible ways animals adapt to their environments.